What's going on, everybody? This is Darren from Affordable Shoe Review. Here to review some shoes for your friends and you. And today, guys, we are going into the latest sneaker from the Nike ISPA line. I cannot wait to go over it with you. It is a crazy shoe and definitely moving towards that less waste on Nike's behalf. So really cool to go look into. So let's go ahead and do that. If you are new here, please go like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate you very much for stopping by and checking out my video. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for continuing to rock with my content. I appreciate you very, very much. And now let's go ahead and get into the shoes. All right, guys, so here we have our traditional Nike ISPA box. ISPA standing for Improvise, Scavenge, Protect, Adapt. And the ISPA line is a very interesting line of sneakers from the Nike brand. I have a pair of ISPAs that are in my rotation that I wear regularly. And this is it right here. So here I have the Nike ISPA Flow 2020 SE. And as you can see, it's just a weird looking shoe. That outsole is very interesting with that weird pinched midsole right there. And outsole, high top, lots of lace functions going on, lots of use of plastic and React. Just a weird sneaker in general, but I love the way this sneaker looks. So I wear this regularly. It is one of my favorite sneakers to just throw on when I am casually walking around. Very, very comfortable and definitely secure, holds my foot in place really well. It's a really dope sneaker, one that I really enjoy. So now let's get into that new pair that I'm going to show off to you. All right, guys, and here we have it. This is the ISPA Mindbody. All right, guys, so one thing to note really quick about this shoe is that I am going to throw it on feet for you, so you will see what it looks like after I am done reviewing it. So stay tuned to the end because I will throw these on feet, and I definitely want to see how they look, and I want you guys to see how they look. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's going to be crazy. Now, the aesthetic of the ISPA Mindbody definitely reminds me of your typical like boat shoes. It's in the same realm as a Hey Dude or like a pair of Sperry's or something like that. It's got that weird kind of boat shoe aesthetic, but it is in a much wider and more interesting upper than a usual pair of like Hey Dudes or Sperry's. Very weird upper, if you guys can see that there. Now, with the ISPA line, a lot of times Nike decides to dive into the recycled materials. So before I get into the actual details of this shoe, I do want to say that the upper is entirely constructed of recycled yarn. So really cool that they decided to take that recycled yarn and make their Flyknit upper out of that recycled material. So definitely really cool, and kudos to Nike for using all those recycled materials. Now, this Nike ISPA Mindbody is called the olive gray colorway, and you can definitely see why with that upper. So this Flyknit recycled yarn upper comes in a weird textured and definitely colored upper, really, in this weird like olive and gray. I mean, you can see like different patches of black, different patches of gray, and then those olive hits as well inside of that knit upper. So if you guys can see that there, it is just a weird, funky patterning, but I definitely kind of dig it. Looks pretty good to have all of that different patterning all over the top of the shoe. Now, moving down to the front of your sneaker on your mudguard, you do have this semi-translucent piece of plastic. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but this is a piece of plastic right here to obviously protect your shoe from getting dirty and anything you were to kick. So very nice right there. A cool piece to put on your mudguard. Now, continuing around to the heel cup of your shoe, you also have that semi-translucent piece of plastic, and it does have your ISPA branding right here. Now, this sneaker does definitely have an interesting lacing pattern, and you can see these small, very thin nylon ropes that are crisscrossing their way all the way through the upper of the sneaker, diving into the actual recycled yarn itself. So you'll see diving through right here, weaving in and out, and then coming up to a lace lock that you could pull to tighten up towards your sock liner. Speaking of your sock liner, this is done in an olive gray color, but you'll also see your Nike branding right here on the top of your sock liner. Now, your outsole is very interesting looking. It looks very, very comfy, so I can't wait to throw this on feet for you so that you guys can see what this looks like. But you'll see it is in a kind of desert camo color. So it's got some tan and some brown, and it is in a pillowy pod style. So you'll see all these different pods that are just fluffed up with foam so that you could, really just see how comfortable this shoe has the potential to be with just how pillowy and how large all of these pod sections are. Now your outsole is complemented with these translucent clear rubber pieces that have these crosses on them for traction. So these stick out so that you'll have nice traction when you walk. Those rubber pieces are very sticky and very tactile. Now, in my opinion, what makes this sneaker truly unique among the ISPA line is the fact that Nike is trying to reduce the use of materials to create a sneaker. So they avoided using glue on this shoe. As far as I know they tried their best to avoid using glue, and they even avoided using extra stitching if they had to. So these nylon ropes that I showed you for the lacing system actually run also out of the bottom of your upper, and they run all throughout your outsole. So your upper just ties into your outsole. It is not glued together at all. These could actually separate if you were to cut all of these nylon little ropes, but they wanted to avoid the use of harsh chemicals like glue. So essentially they just tied the upper of the shoe into the outsole with all of those nylon ropes. And that is just a really insane feature to avoid using harsh chemicals like glue. So kudos to Nike there as well for just coming up with a super interesting way to connect the upper of the sneaker to the outsole of the sneaker by essentially just tying it in there. One other thing I wanted to make mention of for Nike trying to use less materials is that they did not create an insole for this pair. They're actually calling this elevated Flyknit, and essentially they just added more Flyknit stitched in as your insole. So it's not a separate insole that had to be glued in. It is just more prime knit that is stitched all the way in. So it's one upper construction, and the Flyknit here is just considered elevated Flyknit. So it is just a lot of Flyknit to cushion your foot on top of this pillowy foam midsole and outsole. All in all, guys, this is just an insane pair of shoes. The Nike ISPA Mindbody. I hope I did it justice by going over all of the details that I can see. There's just a lot of stuff to go over with this shoe. It's just pretty insane. All of that recycled yarn with all those different patternings between black and olive and gray. The crazy attachment of the outsole and the upper with all of that like nylon roping to connect the two pieces, as well as that pillowy outsole that you guys can see here with all of those translucent rubber traction pods. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed looking at this pair of shoes with me. It is a pretty insane pair. I love my pair of Nike ISPA Flow 2020s. So I'm really hoping on foot, this is just an insanely comfortable shoe. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it to the on feet so you guys can see it. Anyway, I appreciate you very much for stopping by and checking out my video. Please stay safe, stay blessed. We'll see you soon. Peace out, and let's cut it to the on feet. All right, guys, wanted to cut back in really quick after trying them on for the on feet. And I just want to say these are stupid comfortable. So comfortable, very pillowy, very comfy underfoot. But they do run a little snug. So if you like a really snug fit, that's fine. Go true to size. But if you do not like a snug fit, I would recommend going a half size up after trying these on. These are my true to size in a size 13, and they do fit me a little snug. So anyway, I appreciate y'all once again. We'll see you soon. Peace out.